I am joined today by Davy, my friend from Infocus.
How are you, Greg?
I'm good, mate. How are you doing?
Busy, as always.
David's just been very patient as I finished the preparation for this Fireside chat, but welcome back for part 2 of the Fireside chat session at Infigo's booth here at Print United. So, Davy, obviously we've done a lot of mutual work together. We've got a lot of mutual customers and continues to grow. So, introduce yourself, please. Who are you? What do you do? And tell me about your background.
Well, I'm Davy Verstaen from Belgium. Sorry, you're not a native English speaker, but from the land of beer and chocolate, so that is quite
a good
important.
place.
I've been in the graphical industry for 30 years now. Started in production, moved to companies like Fujifilm, Multipress MIS Systems. Started 4 years ago at Infocus. Initially started off as the product manager for Switch.
Yeah.
And then moved last year in May as the App Store manager.
Yeah.
For everybody that knows the App Store is tightly integrated with Switch.
Yeah.
And allows Switch customers to add integrations and add tools to their Switch ecosystem.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember I bumped into you at Drupal last year, and you were telling me it was just about to launch. I got very excited because we've got so many of our existing customers that are utilising Switch within their world. We've got so many existing customers using Pitstop, and obviously we've had a historical Pitstop integration, and it allowed us to bring the the Switch integration to the customer's forefront as well. And we're already seeing customers reap the benefits of that, and it's really exciting at the moment because I think that's only going to go from strength to strength. So there seems to be a lot of synergy at the moment between our platform and the Infocus offering, because more and more people are realising the importance of your tooling and how we can utilise it with our platform. And actually the other day, the team ran some data, and our integration with Pitstop is our most purchased module now of all modules, which is obviously good news.
Yeah.
Now we just need to get the Switch up there as well.
Also for you guys.
Exactly.
So the integration paid off.
Yeah. And we're seeing customers, PSPs are really seeing the benefit of it now, because in this automated and super efficient world, having issues downstream just doesn't work anymore. So you capturing it upstream on the storefront and changing that mindset about how orders are placed, it's been brilliant. So thank you to you and the team. It's been a great addition to our repertoire. So last year, Print United in Vegas launched our Connect Switch integration.
Yep.
And as I said, we've now got several customers that are utilising that and going from strength to strength. So what do you see from your side in terms of customers with the App Store, just generally? How are they going about understanding what else they could be doing with Switch from what you got in the App Store?
Well, every Switch customer starts with the basics. And a lot of basics are, for example, automating pre-flighting. Yeah. Once that has been set up, they start thinking, what else could we automate? Yeah. Now, a lot of customers now have MIS systems, have e-commerce platforms as well, like Infigo. So what they want to avoid is having too much repetitive tasks. Yeah. For example, an order comes in Infigo, it's already their customer that defined the product, what they need, what they want. That could be a roll-up banner, that could be a brochure, that could be labels, that could be whatever they want. Anything. But the customer already defined what they want to order. Yeah. That's data. That is a description how, for example, a product needs to be prepared and sent to production. Yeah. So with the Infigo app that we now have in the App Store, all that data automatically flows into Switch. We attach it to that data, and we automatically prepare the job for production. We do the imposition, we send it directly to the DFV without anybody touching it. Yeah. So we're minimizing touch points. We're minimizing repetitive tasks of things that already exist. Yeah.
And then passing statuses back to us as well, that we can then, utilising our tools, we're then opening that communication channel back to the customers. Your job's in production, or it's now been dispatched, it's tracking information. Yeah. And it's that, on an earlier one of these today, we're just talking about what Amazon have done for the world and set an expectation and a scene for e-commerce and online purchasing. I think it goes back to that whole point. If we're keeping people communicated, keeping them up to date, and it's got to be real-time information. And obviously that's what the integration is doing, so excellent.
And also the possibility to handle more orders on a daily business. On a daily basis. Yeah.
So earlier this year, you and I were on a panel together at Graphics Canada, talking all about...
Already seems a long time ago.
It does seem like a very long time ago.
A couple of months ago.
And we were talking about the importance of AI and what was coming. You were very passionate and very knowledgeable about AI within print already. So tell me a bit more about what that looks like at Infocus and where you think things are going.
AI is here, and it's not going to go away. No. And we see, for example, that we're using AI already on daily. I'm using AI on a daily basis. Now, it is challenging how to position AI in our industry.
Yeah.
What can we use it for? And I do have a couple of examples. For example, in France, we have a customer that is using it to transform order data from different structures, from different companies, into a structured JSON file that they can send to their MIS system.
Yeah.
Because they used to get orders or quotation requests or invoices, and if you look at a PDF, for example, of a quotation, all that data is structured differently.
Yeah.
And that was possible in the past with robotic processing automation, but every time they had a different template or a different layout,
Have to go back again.
they have to go back, do some adjustments. Okay, we're back up. Another different one. Let's go back, adjust it, and etc.
Yeah.
Now with AI, they defined whatever comes in, I need this output structure.
Got it.
And based on that, they actually automatically process those orders.
Wow.
And get automatically transferred to their MIS. Is it 100% perfect? No. But they do have a checkpoint in that flow where they can check the result and also provide feedback to the AI so the AI can learn. So that's one example.
Yeah.
Sorry. Another example is, for example, communicating to a customer. Communicating, for example, pre-flighting results.
Yeah.
If you look at the pre-flighting reports that our software generates, sometimes it's quite technical.
Yeah.
And it's some people do not understand what that means, what it says in the report. Maybe they're not pre-press operators. They're not trained in pre-press tasks, for example. So what that customer implemented, every time a pre-flighting report has been generated and it contains specific issues, they ask an AI system, explain that to me in layman terms.
Wow.
And also explain, for example, what the customer can do to improve it. So they are sending an email to the customer with, this is wrong, this is the cause, and this is what you need to do to fix it. And that not only in English, they do it in 7 different languages, all driven by AI. And that's a practical application for AI. The only thing is, for example, getting to know how AI could fit in your organization.
Yeah.
Think outside the box.
Yeah.
Think, for example, this is the issue. Can I feed that to an AI system to actually optimize it?
Yeah.
Is AI perfect nowadays? No.
Not yet.
Can it automate everything? No. But it can help you. You have the integration with RPA, robotic processing automation, with AI, and we get then actually what we get is IPA.
Go on.
No one? No beer for me? Okay.
We didn't get one.
It's actually called intelligent processing automation.
Okay.
Connecting robotic processing automation with AI web services. And that's what we see today, and we have already a lot of apps on the App Store that connect to AI web services to remove backgrounds, to do funny stuff like, for example, creating a fantasy figure of yourself.
Tell us about what's going on your booth here.
Yeah, that's actually what is going on. We have 2 projects going on. We have the Minimes.
Yep.
We already done that for 4 years or something like that.
Very well received.
But we added another additional level.
Okay.
So you can actually choose if you want to have your boring self.
Yeah.
Or you can ask us to generate a fantasy figure of yourself. So that is actually going to take the picture, analyze the picture, going to use the pose and the facial expressions that you have, and it's going to create the fantasy figure of yourself that you can go home with. And the other one is with playing cards. For example, we created a fantasy card game called Print Wars. And that actually will create a whole card playing set that you can go home with and play at home and those kind of things with your own character as well.
Brilliant.
So these are the things that we're doing here at Printing United.
Nice. We've in terms of AI in our platform, that we've been mainly using AI at Infigo in terms of process and service improvements, and there's not masses in terms of customer-facing changes that we've brought yet. One thing that we have just released is we've got a customer in Israel, and they wanted their pit stop reports in Hebrew, which you guys don't have the supported language. And we've written a tool which is going to take the reports, render it in from the English output into Hebrew, and then present it to them. And it was just a fairly simple implementation, but actually so powerful for a market that is wanting to use it. And it's, I think this is where we continue to go. It's like working out all of these incremental improvements. What does that drive back to the customer?
And that is something that you're going to see more and more.
Yeah.
Those kind of small additions that normally takes a lot of work to implement, that will be driven by AI. Yeah.
Cool. So the last few years, the industry's changed and evolved massively in terms of digital transformation, and automation is the buzzword or the focus that isn't going away, which is good for businesses like yours and ours. What are you seeing? Where do you think this needs to continue to go?
Believe it or not, there's still companies out there that do not have any level of automation. They still do a lot of manual processing. I just talked to a customer, well, not a customer yet, but a prospect on the booth, and they say they're processing around 25 to 30 jobs a day.
Yeah.
You can say it's not that many, but they already have issues with being able to process that, capacity issues. Yeah. They have two choices. Or they could hire additional pre-press operators. Yeah. But one, expensive, and two, where are you going to find them? Okay. So they're now looking at automation to be able to also again get rid of those manual, tedious, repetitive tasks. To be able to do it in an automated way, to also free up time for those pre-press operators. That, for example, they can focus on specific work that they can sell, that will make money instead of costing them money. And that's something that we still see in a lot of companies, being able to upscale, because all the jobs that they need to process has to be handled by a specific person, and that person also only works 8 hours a day and only can be able to do that many jobs a day, of course.
And how does that conversation get received from your perspective? Because we actually have very similar conversations with people in our world to say, look, if you've got maybe a CSR or an account manager that sat there taking orders offline, if you're utilising a storefront to do that, you're going to free up their time. And I think there's a common misconception that people's mindset is, oh, if I'm not needed to take a job out of my email inbox and pass it down to production, I'm not needed anymore, they're going to get rid of me. And actually what we're trying to do is exactly as you said, like, let's focus on reassigning your resource into a profitable, profitability driven task rather than a repetitive task that loses money and costing money, because the automation will do it far quicker and probably more accurately as well, right? Because you're removing that manual intervention from it.
And I'm not saying that everything will go pitch perfect.
No.
But for example, you're now focusing on, maybe you're focusing on PDFs where nothing is wrong with. You're spending 5-10 minutes, and in the end, okay, nothing is wrong, can go to production. That you lost 5 to 10 minutes. So at a certain point, if you actually apply a level automation, those jobs that are pitch perfect will just go through. If there's an issue, maybe we can fix it using a specific pit stop profile. But in the end, you will have your operators focusing on the things that go wrong, not focusing on the things that go right. And that is also what automation can offer.
And that goes then to the continuous improvement piece, right? So and we talk about that a lot with customers in terms of a refine and review stage. So actually you launch a storefront. When do you sit down with your customer and talk about what's not going right or what is going right, and then continually improving it? And I think it's probably similar to that. Like as you said, we're maybe focusing on the wrong areas at times to make sure that we are making things better. Okay. So when people hear automation, the word, what do you think is the biggest misconception that you come across?
They think, and this is also now going on with AI. AI is also a buzzword now. I need automation, and that is going to fix everything. It can fix a lot of things. But you really have to stand still, or actually investigate what are the areas I can fix. Where does it go wrong? Where can add that splash of automation, or to fix that environment? Because I had talks with a lot of prospects as well, and they say we need automation. Okay, great.
What does that mean?
So what do you want to automate? Everything. And it's the same thing going on with AI. We need AI. Why? Because we need AI, and that will fix everything. And that is a whole misconception. Now, another misconception is thinking, and maybe I'm scaring off a couple of people now, but another misconception is thinking I'm going to invest a certain amount of money in automation, and I'm going to install the software, and that's going to fix everything. No, it's also an investment in time.
Yeah.
It's not only purchasing the software. You also have to, for example, set aside some time to set up your automation, to start actually building those flows, to look into, for example, what is the first step and how can I actually get a very fast return on investment by automating those tasks, for example. But that's the same thing with a storefront. It's not just buying a storefront. It's not just buying Infigo. I bought it. Let's sell online.
Yeah.
You
just
need to put some effort
right?
in there. And you need to set aside resources for that investment as well. Yeah.
So we were talking a second ago before we started this recording about a mutual customer we've got, 𝐁𝐿_𝐸 in the Netherlands. And when we first sat down with them, when we were speccing out their systems, there was a lot of questions of, can you do this and can you do that? And there was things on the list that we said, I'm afraid not, we can't do that. And a shout out to Boris. If you watch this, Boris, we're talking about you now because we're very impressed with what you've achieved. But Boris has connected a lot of systems that we would never talk to, and that's because he's had Switch, right? So we've seen him going out to promotion like reward point systems and financial management systems as well as the actual production workflow. Is there any other case studies that you can share that you see quite abstract usage of Switch that we can pass into?
Abstract usage of Switch,
because it surprised us, the team of how powerful it was to control the other systems.
The problem is it's so many examples.
What's your favorite example then? That was too big a question.
We have also a customer, for example, in the US that's tracking IBAN book numbers, also using AI, using those kind of things. He integrated with the strangest one I ever saw, and that was fun. And it was also in the Netherlands, and that was a customer that integrated Switch with Philips Hue. You know Philips Hue?
Yeah.
And Philips Hue has a hub where you can connect smart light bulbs.
Do you turn the lights on and off every time there's an order?
No, it was connected to a color light bulb.
Yeah.
So every time a prefill passes, it was blinking green.
Wow.
Everything at Preflight failed was blinking red. And every time at 4 o'clock, it automatically put on the lights in the bar, and everybody actually, that was the cue for, the bar is open, it's weekend, let's have a drink. And he had just integrated this using scripting with the Philips Hue API.
Amazing.
It's not an official app on the App Store,
but it just shows
it shows the possibilities.
Yeah.
And not every customer is the same. Not every customer uses the same e-commerce platform.
Yeah.
We want to, of course,
Absolutely.
that everybody uses Infigo, but not everybody has the same MIS system, production methods, machinery, MIS system I already mentioned, or shipping companies or those kind of things. And that's the beauty of Switch, of its flexibility.
Yeah.
We can, if the third party can if we are able to communicate with a third party, and that through APIs, CSVs, XMLs, TXT, whatever, we're able to connect to it. And that opens up a whole new world for Switch customers, where the customer does not need to adapt to the software. It's the software that can adapt to the customers and the customer's situation and environment.
I want to see more customers with the Philips Hue app. You need to get that in the App Store, Davy.
We'll reach out.
Right, last couple then. So are there any specific KPIs or metrics that you talk to customers about in the early stages so that they can almost validate that they are doing the right things and they're seeing early success?
Well, one, we have an ROI calculator on our website.
Okay.
That is something that they can use already to figure out, okay, if I do the investment, what is going to be the return on investment? Yeah. What do you think the return on investment is for Switch? The amount of time?
Oh. I don't know. What time period? What, like per week? How much time?
Weeks, months, years?
I don't know. 10 hours a week?
No. How much? How many months, weeks, years they reach their return?
3 months.
Yeah, very close. 4 months.
Really?
Yeah, 4 to 6 months.
Wow.
It depends on the implementation. 4 to 6 months, and already, for example, already by implementing small flows that do small, tedious, repetitive tasks, for example, they already save maybe an hour a day. Maybe 2 hours a day.
Yeah.
A day. Multiply that by 5 times a week, multiply that by 20 days.
Yeah.
That is very fast in return.
Yeah.
And we always say, for example, be honest to yourself. Ask around. Ask to your colleagues, for example, how much time you think you spent on doing this. Multiply that with the amount of jobs that you need to process on a daily basis.
Yep.
And focus on 50% of that for the first implementation. Focus that you can optimize 50% of that. And then afterwards measure. And you will see, for example, already after 3-4 months using it, that they already gained 50% of their time.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. But just imagine what you do on a daily basis. A job comes in. How does it come in?
Yeah.
FTP, cloud storage, mail.
Yeah.
You have to grab that.
Yeah.
You have to put that into your system. You have to write down, for example, which kind of product that needs to be produced.
Yeah.
It has to be handed over to Prepress.
Yeah.
They have to open it up. They maybe use Pitstop Pro in Acrobat to do the pre-flighting. They have to go back to the customer, get a new file. All those touch points, the amount of minutes all those touch points give, and everybody's waiting. Everybody's waiting for the next person.
Yeah.
If that can be done on an automated way, so even, for example, communicating back to the customers in an automated way, chasing the customer in an automated way, will save up time, not only for your pre-press guy, but also for your CSR, for everybody in the company.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's incredible. And I think that's I think we said this at the start, like a lot of people have these platforms, but that maybe don't understand how far they can actually push them to reap the real benefits and rewards from it. Because again, we talk to a lot of customers that will say, oh, we've got Switch and we're doing this with it, and it's merely taking a file from Infigo and passing it to the press. And it's like, what more could you be doing? As you said, what are these other repetitive tasks around the outside, and continue to drive those forward as well. So amazing. All right, so final one, and we just touched on it a little bit then, but how important is the visibility and communication with clients, and like how does Switch really support that? So communicating back to people, what does Switch do in that regard?
Everything. It all depends who needs to communicate back. So we can communicate back to Infigo, and that Infigo actually says, hey, Switch told us this, maybe not in that way, but we are there, or there's some issues, or it has been shipped, blah, blah, blah. That's feeding back information to Infigo in this case. Yeah. But the same thing we can do with through mail. The same thing we can do, even for example, we have an integration with WhatsApp.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you want to send a WhatsApp message to your customer, you can as well.
Wow.
We have that as well. Through MIS systems, whatever that you want to communicate back to, it is possible. We also have our own web portal. And that web portal also has a kind of Trello way of following the process.
Nice.
And that is can also be used internally by CSRs.
Fantastic. Davey, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Tell the camera, why should someone come and see the Enfocus booth here at Print United?
You have to see the Enfocus booth, one, if you want to optimize your business and you want to process more jobs with less amount of time and less amount of people. Because we are very nice people and we're Belgian. We play along with everybody. And we have the possibility to get your own mini-me and print cards as well, the play cards as well.
Fantastic. Davey, thanks for your time, buddy.
Thank you for having me.
Cheers.
Cheers, bye-bye.